darkness, mystery, fear. These are the things that haunt the edges of our world, places where reality bends and shadows whisper secrets best left unheard. Tonight, we journey into the heart of these places, forests where ancient evils linger and ghostly guardians watch from the shadows. We'll explore 3 tales, each more unsettling than the last. Stories of those who dared to venture into the unknown and face the wrath of the guardians. These aren't just stories. They are warnings. Prepare yourself. The journey begins now. Our first story takes us deep into the Appalachian Mountains, to a place known only as the Whispering Woods. Locals speak of it in hushed tones, warning outsiders to stay away. At the forest's heart stands a solitary oak, its bark as black as night. They say a witch was hanged from its branches centuries ago. Her tormented spirit, unable to find peace, is bound to the tree. The wind whispers through the leaves, carrying her cries of anguish. Those who listen too closely find themselves drawn into the darkness, lost forever in the witch's embrace. The next tale unfolds in the misty bogs of Louisiana, where Spanish moss hangs heavy and shadows dance in the murky water. A young boy vanished without a trace. Locals say he was playing by the weeping willow, a gnarled tree with branches that sweep down to the water's surface. The willow, they believe, is haunted by the spirits of those who drowned in the swamp. The boy's laughter, they say, attracted the attention of the spirits. They reached out from the murky depths, dragging him down into the cold embrace of the swamp, his laughter replaced by an echoing silence. Our final destination takes us to the remote wilderness of the Pacific Northwest, a place shrouded in legend and fear. The air is thick with the scent of pine and a silence so profound it feels oppressive. It's here in the Twisted Grove that we find our final tale, a place where trees grow in unnatural contortions. Their branches twist and turn as if in agony. Locals believe the grove is haunted by the spirits of Native American warriors. They were massacred defending their sacred land from settlers. Their anger, it seems, has seeped into the very earth, twisting the trees into grotesque shapes. Section 5. A Symphony of Screams. We ventured into the heart of the Twisted Grove, drawn by the stories and the oppressive silence. The tale spoke of a place where the very air seemed to hold its breath, waiting for something to happen. It was a place where the boundaries between the living and the dead seemed to blur. The air grew colder as we moved deeper into the grove. Each step forward felt like a step into another world, a world where the sun never fully penetrated the thick canopy above. The mist hung low, clinging to our clothes and making it hard to see more than a few feet ahead. The silence was broken only by the crunch of our footsteps on the forest floor. It was as if the forest itself was holding its breath, waiting for us to make the next move. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig, seemed amplified in the oppressive quiet. Strange symbols, etched into the bark of the trees, marked our path. These symbols were unlike anything we had ever seen before, ancient and mysterious. They seemed to tell a story, one that we could not yet understand but felt compelled to follow. A chill ran down my spine, as if we were being watched. The feeling was unmistakable, a prickling at the back of the neck that made us glance over our shoulders repeatedly. It was as if the forest had eyes, hidden in the shadows, observing our every move. The forest felt alive, aware of our presence. The trees seemed to whisper to each other, their leaves rustling in a language we could not understand. It was a living, breathing entity, and we were intruders in its domain. As night fell, the temperature plummeted. The darkness closed in around us, making the forest seem even more menacing. The shadows grew longer, and the sense of foreboding intensified. It was as if the forest was preparing for something we could not yet comprehend. The wind picked up, howling through the trees like a chorus of tormented souls. The sound was eerie, a mournful wail that seemed to come from all directions at once. It was a sound that chilled us to the bone, making us huddle closer together for warmth and comfort. And then we heard it. A sound that froze us in our tracks, our hearts pounding in our chests. It was a sound unlike any other, a sound that seemed to come from the very depths of the forest itself. A symphony of screams echoing through the grove. The screams were haunting, a cacophony of voices that seemed to rise and fall in a terrible harmony. It was a sound that would stay with us forever, a reminder of the night we ventured into the heart of the twisted grove. Section 6. The Forgotten Forest. Deep within the Amazon rainforest lies a place untouched by time. This is a realm where nature reigns supreme, and the modern world feels like a distant memory. A place where the air hangs heavy with humidity, and the jungle floor teems with life and death in equal measure. Here, the cycle of life is evident in every corner, from the vibrant plants reaching for the sky to the decaying leaves returning to the earth. It is a place of immense power and profound mystery, a forgotten forest. The shadows cast by the towering trees seem to whisper secrets of ancient times, and the very air feels charged with an unseen energy. The locals, an indigenous tribe who have lived in harmony with the forest for centuries, speak of a guardian. Their lives are intertwined with the forest, and they hold a deep respect for its mysteries and its power. A spirit that dwells within a towering kapok tree, its massive trunk adorned with glowing symbols. These symbols, they say, are ancient runes that protect the forest and its inhabitants. They say the tree is a conduit to the spirit world, a place where the veil between realities is thin. The air around it is often filled with a mystical haze, adding to its ethereal presence. They warn of a terrible price to be paid for disturbing the guardian's slumber. The forest, while beautiful and enchanting, holds dangers for those who do not respect its ancient ways. The guardian's wrath is said to be swift and unforgiving, a reminder of the delicate balance between man and nature. Section 7. The Glowing Totem and the Guardian's Wrath. Legend has it that the glowing symbols on the kapok tree are not merely decorations. They are ancient warnings, etched into the bark by the spirits themselves, serving as a testament to the forest's mystical past. These symbols are not just random carvings, they are messages from the beyond, a language only the initiated can understand. They tell a story of power, sacrifice, and eternal vigilance, a sign to those who would dare to disturb the delicate balance of the forest. The forest is a living entity, and these symbols are its voice, warning intruders of the consequences of their actions. The tribe believes the symbols tell the story of the guardian's creation. This guardian is not just a myth, but a protector, a sentinel who watches over the forest and its inhabitants. A tale of a powerful shaman who sacrificed himself to protect his people from a malevolent entity. This shaman, through his ultimate sacrifice, became one with the tree, his spirit forever intertwined with its essence. His spirit, forever bound to the tree, stands guard, ensuring the entity remains imprisoned. The guardian's presence is felt by all who enter the forest, a silent sentinel watching over the sacred grounds. It is said that if the guardian is angered, his wrath will be swift and terrible. The forest itself will react with sudden gusts of wind and dark clouds gathering as a prelude to the guardian's fury, unleashing the imprisoned entity upon the world. This entity, once free, would bring chaos and destruction, a force of darkness that the guardian has kept at bay for centuries, bringing about an age of darkness and suffering. The world would be plunged into an era of despair, where hope is but a distant memory, and the light of day is overshadowed by the guardian's wrath. Section 8. The Pact. The tribe speaks of a pact made between the shaman and the spirits, a pact sealed with blood and sacrifice, a pact that ensured the safety of their people for generations. Once a year, under the light of the full moon, the tribe performs an ancient ritual, an offering of gifts and prayers to appease the guardian and maintain the balance. A solemn reminder of the pact and the price of its breaking. Even the bravest warriors avoid the glowing tree, for they know the consequences of disturbing the guardian's slumber are too terrible to comprehend. Section 9. The Ritual. Tonight, we bear witness to this sacred ritual. The air crackles with anticipation as the tribe gathers at the base of the glowing tree. The shaman, adorned in feathers and intricate body paint, chants in a language old as time itself. The air grows heavy with the scent of incense and something ancient and primal. The ground vibrates with a low hum. The feeling of being watched intensifies. The shaman raises his ceremonial dagger, its blade catching the moonlight. The chanting reaches a fever pitch. The moment of truth is upon us. Section 10. The Guardian awakens. A hush falls over the gathering as the shaman plunges the dagger into the earth. A low growl reverberates through the forest, shaking the very ground beneath our feet. The glowing symbols on the tree pulsate with an eerie light. The earth trembles violently as a chasm opens up at the base of the tree. The blinding light intensifies, momentarily blinding us. We shield our eyes, fear gripping our hearts. The air crackles with energy as a figure rises from the chasm. The Guardian awakens. Section 11. Conclusion. 3 forests, 3 guardians, 3 tales of horror that linger long after the stories are told. Are they merely legends, passed down through generations to ward off trespassers, or do they hold a darker truth? We may never know for sure. But one thing is certain. There are places in this world where darkness reigns, places where ancient evils slumber, guarded by forces beyond our understanding. The next time you find yourself wandering through the woods, remember these tales. Listen to the whispers on the wind, be wary of the shadows, and never, ever disturb the Guardian's slumber.